One of the main differences between Christianity and Islam is the way that they spread, the way that they're built to spread. So the way that the Apostle Paul of Christianity started spreading the religion was he would go from one space to another, inventing churches or establishing churches, and then he'd build a church here and a church here and a church here. And he would do things like he would have certain rules, like don't build a foundation or try to build a foundation or where somebody else has built a foundation, or don't build on somebody else's foundation. Start from scratch for making your own community within Christ. And this is different from Islam in that Islam started off as one thing. I mean, I guess if you take it back to the founders of the religion, Christianity started with one thing, meaning one group, too, but it was just like a group of friends ultimately. It seemed like a group of friends that Yeshua, Jesus, walked around with. Whereas Muhammad had a nation. Muhammad had tons of followers. One reason that Muhammad had tons of followers was that he accepted them, whereas Yeshua, Jesus, didn't accept everybody to become part of his inner circle right away. He told some of them, or he called some of them, but some of them who came to him and wanted to follow him, he would say, go back to town or go do something else. And it really makes a difference for the entire history of the religions. So today, I guess we have it like the tradition of Paul building churches still exists. Church here, church here, church here. They're not connected by anything in the center. But that eventually happened with Rome and having an official state religion, which Christianity wasn't built on, whereas Islam was. It was a state. It was a nation big enough to operate like that. And there was something I was thinking about a little bit earlier, and despite Paul building churches and everything, there's something about the one-to-one relationship in Christianity. So Christians have a personal relationship with Christ, especially Protestants and evangelicals. They have a personal relationship with Christ, which is the relation to God as one relates to another human being, because Jesus is a human being. And so, like within instinctual variance, if we're using that kind of map, that's the one-to-one relationship, the sexual relationship, instinctual variant. Whereas Islam is way more about attaching to a community. There is a little bit that seems self-preservation in that it's strangerly, and there's some kind of sort of treat everyone as a stranger, but I don't actually know where that comes from. There's something more about Islam that is like a social instinctual variant because it connects to society. Islam is a society, worldwide society with millions and millions of people in it, and it has so many followers that in the story where in the story of in the Quran where Muhammad ascends throughout the heavens, and there's 7 heavens, and he passes by, and in the first heaven there's Adam, the second heaven there's Jesus and John, third heaven there's Joseph, fourth heaven there's Enoch, fifth heaven there's Aaron, sixth heaven there's Moses, and seventh heaven is Abraham, and then Muhammad goes beyond that. It's like a spiritual leaderboard of sorts, and Muhammad is able to go beyond that because he's going to have, or he has, or he's going to have more followers, or more of his followers entering paradise than any of these people, which is very interesting to me. There's a spiritual scoreboard going on, and I wonder how much the spiritual scoreboard has changed since that time. Because Muhammad could, in the Quran, it puts Muhammad up at the top in above 7 levels, and Jesus is down at the second level. Whereas in the modern world, there's still more Christians than Muslims. So the scoreboard has changed. So I sort of related that to personality, but mostly it's just about comparative religion.